authenticity in a world full of people who are still performing, full of people who are still living in accordance to rules that they did not set for themselves, full of people who are still trying to conform, people who, when they see other people who are not conforming, it's like what their world is about to end, man. In this world, once you start semen retention, once you start going against the grain, trust me, man, you are not bound to be liked. That is why I always tell you guys, man, remove being liked from your dictionary on this journey called semen retention, man. Look back at history, man. Nikola Tesla, all the great men in this world, during the time they had the discoveries they had, most people, especially the higher ups, who their whole power and their whole game in life is based on the control of people. And how do they control people? It is by keeping people dumb, keeping people distracted, man. So back in those days, those men who discovered the things they discovered, they were not liked simply for the fact that what they were a threat to the society, they were a threat to the game, they were a threat to the system that has been organized, that has been that has been perpetuated to only adore conformity. The elites, they understand one thing, and that is the fact that what if people do not know, they cannot act. So once people start discovering how water can be used as fuel in exchange as for fuel, when people start discovering how they do not necessarily need to chase women to fulfill their purpose in life as a man, bro, trust me, man, you are not going to be liked, man. Same way all these people who were back then making huge discoveries that changed humanity, that has also shaped the way humans act and behave, that has also helped us now in the present time, such as cars, electricity, whatever it is, name it, man. People who discovered this thing back then were not liked. It is not because they were doing something negative. It was not because they were out there being a miscreant. They were out there being useless. They were out there being boastful. It was simply because what they were a threat to the system that has already been built in place, man. That has been built in place on conformity, on following the rules, on not being different, man. So what do you think happens when you start embodying your authentic self on this journey, man? Which is naturally going to take place on semen retention, because what? You are going through a purification process, man. Some days ago, I was in class and this man showed us a picture of a jar, and the picture of the jar, when you first look at it, what you see is two couples who are kissing and having sex. But on the other hand, the way it has been designed, there were also small dolphins in between it, and the whole class, the moment the picture came up, everybody was just shouting, hey, 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 hey. It means like they've seen something sexual, and for that reason everybody's excited. But me, on the other hand, I was just quiet, just observing the picture, and it just came. I saw one dolphin, and then I started seeing all the other dolphins, man. And when the teacher, when he asked what could we see, everybody was shouting, hey, sex, this picture of people kissing and that. I just said I could see various dolphins on this picture, and trust me, the way the man looked at me, man, he was so surprised, man. He was so shocked, because what he said when he was answering the question was, only children can see the dolphins, and that is simply for the fact that what they do not understand the concept of sex. And that day made me realize that what, yes, bro, I have arrived. Not arrived in the sense that, oh yes, okay, you are being celibate, you are practicing semen retention, so therefore you are better than other people, and now you have arrived. Not that type of arrival. It was just a confirmation within myself that I'm aligning myself with the highest of energies in this life, man. And for that reason, I was able to see that picture for what it really is, man. So on this journey, man, you are going to start seeing things for what they really are. And for that reason, man, you are just going to understand the fact that 99% of the things and communication of adults is all fake, man. You start to see the fakeness. You start to see the inauthenticity in people during conversations, during their relationship with people, during their interaction with other people. You start to see what the fakeness in it. And for that reason, bro, people are not necessarily going to like you, man, because they know, they can feel it instinctually that what, you are not playing the game of performance. You are not wearing a mask, and in a world full of masks, the unmasked man is a threat, because you are revealing to people that what they need to build a whole total personality for them to be able to survive in this world, man. Look, I'm not counting out human nature, because trust me, human nature, for example, you don't talk to your boss the same way you talk to your friend. Are you being inauthentic by changing the way you talk to your boss and the way you talk to your friend? No, you're only adapting to human nature. But this mask I'm talking about is the mask where what people use it for deception, manipulation. People use it because what they cannot find stillness and peace within themselves, and for that reason they feel like wearing a mask and acting like something they are not is what is going to bring them peace, is what is going to bring them happiness, not necessarily understanding the fact that what going within, finding the reason why you wear the mask in the fucking first place is the reason and is the only way that you can achieve stillness and happiness and fulfillment within, man. Most people do not understand this, and so therefore when you, somebody who is on this journey, who is unmasking himself from illusions, unmasking himself from the lies he's been telling himself all this time in his life, trust me, man, you are not going to be liked. People would not want to deal with you, not because you're a liar, not because you're a cheater, just because you are a mirror that reflects back to them everything that they are without a mistake. You know, mirrors, they don't make mistakes. I'm not saying you as a person don't make mistakes. You are still human, although you are trying to become a better version of yourself. Do you understand me? The superior man, although you are trying to become that man, you know. And the way you become that man, again, people confuse becoming a superior or a dominant, an alpha, with the fact that what it is always on the outside. No, whatever you're alphaing or whatever you're trying to dominate is always on the inside. And once you start seeing that, you start understanding the fact that what you never had any business with playing games. And for that reason, people are going to avoid you, because what in your presence, games do not work the way they work normally. For example, you are on this journey, man, and the more you're on this journey, one thing I can tell you is the fact that you become content being alone. You become content being by yourself for hours on end, man. And for that reason, when women play this game of push and pull with you, it never works, man, because what the only way it can work is a man who is not in control of himself, is a man who is still dependent on the validation and acceptance of women and people in general, man. And for that reason, bro, women are also going to avoid you on this journey. You are authentic, man. You cannot hide it. Like,